and we're going to talk about Pennsylvania tax sales. You know, Pennsylvania is kind of its own state in a lot of ways. They do things different than any other state. So we're going to go through and talk about how Pennsylvania works today. We're going to go through the different systems that they use so that you guys have a good idea about how this state works.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit. So Pennsylvania is a little bit confusing compared to some of the other tax deed states that are out there. In most of your tax deed states, the county just waits out a redemption period until they foreclose on the properties, and then they'll offer them up for auction. What Pennsylvania does is a little bit different. So they actually have a number of different sales that they're going to conduct. Um, Essentially, they have 3 or 4 different ways that they can sell properties. So in some cases, they have cities like Philadelphia or Pittsburgh that will use their own system to sell properties. In other cases, they have counties that work a little bit more like traditional states, tax deed states and counties. So that mix of it makes it a little bit confusing, but they also have multiple types of sales that they conduct.
Yeah, definitely. Now, when we're talking about what department do we go to figure out about a tax sale, it's going to be the tax claim office. So they do have a treasurer or tax collector, but it's actually usually called the tax claim that handles the tax sales. Now, the exception to that would be Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Those 2 big cities, they handle the taxes there locally. But if we're talking about all of the other counties and the county governments within that area, we're going to go to the tax claim office to find out this information. This is where we're going to get the list, the forms, any type of Q&As. And like Shade said, there's multiple different types of auctions here. So you may go to the same tax claim office 3 or 4 times a year, depending on what type of auction is currently being offered.
Yeah, in fact, it can take some time too. I would say that Pennsylvania is probably one of the slower states when it comes to getting your deed after the sale. It can take 30 to 90 days for that to happen. Now, in terms of the different types of sales that they do, what they do is they hold a series of sales that basically happen. One kind of flows into the other. So the first sale that they hold is an upset sale. We're going to talk about each one of these sales here just individually here. But they basically will offer up each one of these sales here, and whatever's left over transitions to the next phase. So upset sales, one of the things about the upset sales is when they first offer up these properties, the upsell sales, they haven't gone through an actual foreclosure yet. So any of the liens that exist are still debts that are attached to the property. So, you can have full ownership rights of the property, but something like a mortgage is still going to be attached to it. If there's other liens that are attached to the property, they'll still be attached as well. So you could go and buy properties and you can actually make good deals there, but you have to fully research the properties to know everything that's attached to the property and any kind of debts that are owed before you can do anything.
Yeah, it's really kind of the difference between a judicial and a non-judicial foreclosure. So in the upset sale, it's similar to a mortgage sale. The county is selling you essentially the property. You will receive the deed to the property, but if there is any mortgages, if there's any judgments, if there's any liens, they're going to still attach to the property because it's a non-judicial foreclosure. They didn't go through the full court process to go through a judicial foreclosure, which most tax deed states do. So with the upset sale, for many years, we completely avoided the upset sale. But as the years have gone by, we realized, hey, and especially as county records have become more available, that was kind of the big thing, is you'd have to fly out for an upset sale. But now with the county records available, we're more open to it because we know that we can go do the research to see if there is a mortgage against the property. Many times the mortgage companies are going to step in and pay that off anyway, but if there isn't any debts on the property, then it could still be a good investment, but you've really got to do your research at the upset sale. The private sale, now this doesn't happen in every single county, but the private sale is essentially an over-the-counter sale of the upset sale. So after the upset sale takes place and before that property goes into a judicial foreclosure, people can offer to buy properties that didn't get sold at the upset sale, and it's called a private sale. So all of the liens are still going to attach to the property. Usually it's going to be some type of offer system where you send in an offer and the county will go ahead and accept it and reject it. So when you're buying this property, it's just like you're buying the property in an upset sale, you're just buying it after the auction.
Yeah. Now, after the private sale, is where they will have a judicial foreclosure that takes place. And so these properties go through the foreclosure and are sold free and clear of any kind of liens or encumbrances. So these properties have gone through the judicial foreclosure that wipes out things like mortgages or any kind of other liens that are attached to the property. In many counties, even government liens, are no longer valid after this foreclosure takes place. So this is kind of what you would consider to be more like a traditional tax sale, where at this point, these properties, at least don't have anything attached to them like they did at the previous sales. At this point, they are, they've been completely foreclosed on, and any of those other attachments are no longer attached to the property.
Yeah, exactly. It's part of the reason why they offer the properties up at the upset sale first, is because going through the judicial sale, they're going to have to eliminate, at least in most of the counties, they're going to eliminate not only the mortgages or judgments, but also city liens, utility liens, things like that, which, is going to take a process. And so they're trying to essentially save money by offering up at an upset sale and selling the property that way before they need to go through the time and cost of doing a judicial sale. So with judicial sale properties, we're buying the property essentially free and clear. We're still essentially getting a tax deed, but we're not going to be worried about any type of government liens in most cases and any type of mortgages. And when we talk about repository properties, these are the properties that didn't sell at the judicial sale. Now, in some counties in Pennsylvania, they literally have thousands of these repository properties available. It's really going to depend on the county. But these are properties that have gone through the judicial sale, didn't get sold, and now are available through a sealed bid or a bidding process where you submit bids to the county. Sometimes the counties are holding repository sales where they're taking their list of property and selling them either at a live auction, which Shades has attended some of those, or through an online auction.
Yeah. In fact, repositories are kind of like the over-the-counter of their over-the-counter. Their system's a little bit confusing, which is why I think they end up having a lot of properties in it. It's because it's a little bit hard to understand. But what that also means, though, is you can get some pretty good properties still left over in the repository sale, or basically in this over-the-counter list of properties that you can buy by making offers to the county. And in a lot of cases, the counties will have minimum offers that they'll accept, like $500 or amounts like that, where you could submit a minimum offer on a property that may have great value that you can acquire for basically a minimal amount. And so in that way, it creates opportunities for Pennsylvania, because all these counties do have a lot of repository lists and a lot of properties on their repository lists. And like Steve was saying, sometimes they do treat them just like auctions. And so when they hold their repository sale, rather than it being like an over-the-counter sale, they treat it more like an auction where you're trying to buy up properties again. But again, a lot of those properties don't end up getting purchased and are still available after the auction if you submit offers to them. And so, lots of opportunities here with repository sales.
Yeah, in fact, when they do put them in these auctions, many times they start them at the same opening bid amount. So they may start at $500 or $800. And, with Pennsylvania, we've had so many different students that have been able to buy property here through the judicial sale, even through the repository sale. In fact, I'm just thinking one of our students that ended up looking at a repository list and purchased 4 properties for $500 a piece off the list, and turned around and sold all 4 properties to a contractor in a short period of time for $5,000 a piece. So they made a quick, $2,500 minus the $500 a lot. They made a quick $20,000 by picking up these properties from the repository sale and then going ahead and reselling them.
Yeah, there are a lot of really good properties in many of the counties that are like that. Sometimes you can get properties that are right next to each other. In a lot of the repository lists, when you go through them, you'll be amazed at some of the properties that are still in there, considering that it's a type of over-the-counter list. There really are pretty good properties in there, but you've got to make sure it's the right time of year, and you've got to go according to their system there in terms of getting yourself registered and getting an offer submitted, and then you have to wait through the process there of getting the offer approved before you actually buy. So it's a timely process, but it is a process you can go through to get good properties for a pretty low price.
Yeah, definitely. Now, when we're talking about tax sales in Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, they're going to be completely different than all of the other counties. So each one of these big cities do things differently. Pittsburgh generally has sheriff sales. With Pennsylvania, which we're actually going to be going after we're done and looking at a Pennsylvania auction that just took place, not Pennsylvania, a Philadelphia auction that just took place. These are generally going to be handled through the law firm. Now, they do have properties that don't get sold to the law firm that they sell through tax deeds, but really kind of what this law firm or what these properties that we're going to be looking at tonight are kind of tax liens that the law firm is foreclosing on and selling starting at their opening bid amount. If they don't sell at these auctions, then eventually they'll just sell them at a tax deed auction, usually starting at a flat fee. But when we're talking about the first auctions, they're usually going to start at the back taxes, and they're going to be handled by the sheriff or one of these law firms.